thinking about the best way to do this. I'm probably going to fix this for this and this before I cut that off, before I cut all that off. So I'm going to start just by fixing this lip. I'm just going to weld that in there, then patch that, and then make that section. Basically how I'm going to do it. Cut this out here. I'm just going to fill that in there and that little bit there. And then I'm going to make that piece. That's sort of grinding up okay. It'll sandblast up fine. And then I'm going to cut this business off. All that ugly. That's the last bit. There's that bit there. I still did that on the bag and stump, but I just smoothed it out with that thing a bit. It's a lot quicker. Anyway, I'm going to carefully mark this out, cut it out, get it ready. I don't know if I'll weld it in today. I've got to go and do something. I've just got to file this up a little bit. That's pretty good. That thing is pretty quick. There's that just tacked in place. I'll weld it in tomorrow. I've got to go. I'll just flip it over. There it is there. That stuff's just tacked in. I've done that lip. And this is all getting cut off. This rubbish here, I'm taking the whole lot off. And I've just painted that acid in here for overnight. That's it, I've got to go. Saturday here, I've just ground that all down. This front section's done. It just needs a little bit of bog in it, but the whole thing's getting covered in it. Now I'm going to cut all this off here. There's a couple of holes here, but the rest of the guard, this guard bolts on by the frame, that frame thing. Unless there's a hole here, I'll check the other guard. There's definitely a hole there, and there's a square there. Anyway, I'm going to just flick a bit of etch on that and cut that rest of that ugly off. Sat that there, it lines up pretty good, lines up with all this sort of stuff. Oh, that's good there. It's good there. And it's good here. So I'm going to cut that off. I've just marked that there where I don't want to cut. But it's already been all repaired through here. That's patched there. It's been patched. Comes here somewhere down there. Anyway, there's that cut off, ready to go. I've paint stripped inside it and just put more of that acid there. Give it a bit of a clean up. That's come out quite good, that bit. I've just marked out these. That's where a rubber goes for the bonnet stopper. That's one of the rear guard bolts. They're those other weird things. I've got no idea why they're there. All this is ready to go. I've had that bolted onto that. That goes, that welds onto that, right? But it's also the top of the guard. I'm just probably going to sandblast this shit tomorrow. There's a little bit of paint stripping to do it done in a couple of spots. But get that all prepped and then finish it off. It looks really good now. That stuff works pretty quick. Anyway, that's enough for today. Saturday evening. It's the inside of this guard after nearly, 24 hours since I've put this stuff on the inside. Now, really, it looks like a different guard. This stuff here will get sandblasted. I'm not sure what that is, but this is getting sandblasted through here, up there. I left that on there. Yeah, I'll see. I may take it off, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave that on there. That's part of the old patch. Just in these bits where, it's a bit crappy, I'm going to sandblast it. But the rest of that's cleaned up really nice. I'll get the rest of the crap off there. That's going to get rock coated inside and painted black. So what I want to do right now is make sure I've got to dress this all up, this patch. It's still a bit not right, but that's pretty close. That's my profile for the bonnet. So I've got to make that look like that before I do anything. And then it's ready to cut that part out over there that I made that goes along there and weld it in. I'm going to do that right now. Do this is, I made that part, I went out to my mates and folded it on his long folder, and I actually folded it the wrong way. So I had to bar that and make another one. I made it here in 3 sections. But I've got this steel left over, so I've set that there, and I've run a scriber along here, and that's going to be my pattern. So I'm going to do that with in three sections. The pattern, I've just marked it out. I've just unclamped it. That's going in the bin, that thing, but it's come in handy to have a pretty accurate pattern. Now, I'm going to cut this along here as neat as I can, then I'll dress it up with a file and shit and make sure it's nice and smooth. But that edge, that corner edge, it's going to need some fill. There's no two ways about it. You can't, I'm not going to be able to weld along there perfectly. But that's just the way it is. Once she's getting there, that's just sitting in there, that frame. So where I'm at now, see how that bottom bit goes like that? That's got to be moved around and measured up. But next thing I'm going to do is finish prepping this frame. I've got to get all that old paint off there, blast it, blast up under there, paint all that, paint everything, then put it together. Prime all under here where it touches. It's going to look pretty bloody good actually. That's that long patch I've just made. It all fits in. That just pulls into shape as you weld it. So what I'll end up doing, I'm going to put this together. Like I said, I'm going to prep all this crap and paint it. And I've got some marked holes here where I screw this part into place, and then I'll tack it like that as I go along. Just pull that in as you tack it. Pretty big damn job. I'm pretty confident it'll fit the car. I don't think I really have to do too much to it to get it to fit the car. They're all the different patterns and stuff I've made just for this one guard. There's a bloody lot. They take a lot of time to get all that. Pretty good weather window here at the moment. As usual, I don't have much time, but I've got to be out of here by 1. I'm going to paint strip the last bits of paint here, and then I'm going to sandblast this today. I'm going to sandblast inside and out this, and inside that guard over there. I've got to get this done today. This piece here gets welded on here. All that. I've cleaned it all up with a sandblaster. Did that all yesterday. The stuff's down there. It's down here somewhere. There it is, all tacked in. I've welded the front and the back. I just want to try and do little welds like that. And I might even weld it on the inside. So I'll try and do a real neat little welds like that all the way down. Then I'm going to flip it up and I'm going to weld on the back of it as well. There she is. Believe it or not, that's actually fairly neat. It's not going to take too much grinding, which is what I wanted. Anyway, I'm going to grind it up. That's all welded that now. All I've got to do next is grind that up, prep everything. I've got some special zinc paint to paint here where everything touches. Paint that on and put the frame in and then weld that, and then it's actually welded up, the whole thing. And man, that's taken some time. I'm going to grind this up. It's nice and quiet here at the moment, but that's about to stop. Shouldn't take too long. Maybe, I'll see. There she is. That's what I mean about little bits and pieces. It just needs a bit of fill in it, that's all. There's nothing wrong with that. I've just sandblasted it. I'm going to paint this stuff on it one more time. Found a few bits and pieces where I sandblasted. It's a bit more sandblast. That's the last go of that stuff. I bought a new bottle of it. Not there's anything wrong with the other one, it's just about empty. I'm going to paint in all that and flip it over, and I'll show you that side. That's the 3rd or 4th time I put that shit on there and sanded it. That's the last time. The next time we'll be getting primed and then rock coat. Yeah, it's got that final coat of acid for the last time. One new guard. That's come out pretty bloody good. Just going to give it a coat of bog. But before I do that, I'm going to weld all the frame back in it, and like everything should line up good. Thing fits back together. That's always handy. So I've prepped in here. I've prepped this. I'm just going to prep this, prime it, and then weld it together. Didn't film much of that, but I've screwed that all together. Everything fits. All the old spot weld holes line up. It's pretty bloody good actually. So I've just sprayed epoxy primer all here. Up under here where you can't get at. I decided to use that rather than that zinc stuff, because it sort of, apparently that zinc stuff doesn't go well with the acid I've been using. That's enough for today. I'm going to weld that together tomorrow. Today I put this back together. I've drilled holes along here because it needs some spot welds through here. Right through here. I'm going to use the old spot welds on that thing over there and the headlight bucket. It's ready to assemble. Finally. Just going to put a few spots around it and get it in, tack it all in, and then I'll put the bucket in, that bit, and then finish welding every bit. It's all welded back together. Spotted along here, spotted up underneath here, everywhere, wherever it needs. As we filled these holes here, these badges aren't going back on, except for the V8 one. I don't know if I mentioned this car is a big block 4-speed car. Anyway, I've got to grind this up, wax some edge on it, then I'm knocking off. There it is, all bloody welded back together. Just got to go over it now with filler. I've still got to shape that. I'll do something to that. The whole thing's welded up. I filled up these badge, whatever was going to go there. It's just going to have that and the V8 badge at the front. That's it for today. I've actually hit 100 hours on that guard. I've never done that much time on anything. All that, it's all lines up nice. I've measured it off the other one. Anyway, I might make a video and show you this. That just needs to be bogged now. Sand that over completely and just basically give it a coat of bog, the whole thing. And then I've got to start on the other one. And I want to try and do that one faster. It's not as bad, but it's still going to take a while. All right, this guard's done. All I've got to do is put fill on it, wherever it is. So I've shaped that a bit. It's not exactly the same, but you do not see that. I've looked online, different cars, you cannot see it. I've got to make a bracket for it anyway, that's fine. That's good enough. Anyway, I'll make a bit of a video. I've re-drilled those holes there. They were filled over, but you need it for the trim. We checked it. So anyway, that's done. Now I'm going to work on this other guard. I've already started on it actually. I want to get it up to this stage and then I can just go over it with the bog and that's it. Because I've got to go away in a bit over a month and I've got to work on this bus for a bit. I've got to put new bushes in the front end, in the springs, and I'm actually going to make them. I bought the polyurethane stuff. I'm just going to turn them up on the lathe. I've got to do a little bit of work on the car we towed too. Hopefully that's not much. Anyway, thanks for that.